It's really impossible to imagine, like,
yeah.
that when we look around here. I mean, your house is gone, but there's, you know, there's greenery still around, and it's sort of an island of destruction amidst things that weren't touched.
Wow, your house is gone. This looks like a plastic container. The fence is fine. The trees are fine. The reporter actually says there's greenery around, but your house is gone. Gutted.
These are video clips from Carol at Never Lose Truth, who has covered plasma fire in her last 3 live streams. He just said it's unimaginable, yes, to the uninitiated, regarding the subject of plasma fire, it is unimaginable that your house burns to the ground in the middle of a forest fire and all of the forestry surrounding your house is untouched. An island of destruction, surrounded by all of these untouched things, that reporter said to the homeowner, as if trying to draw his attention to what the reporter can see, but the homeowner cannot. Like they're trying to possibly make the public aware and realize what's going on. What I'm about to show you is the mayor saying that this fire is digging deep underground and we have to dig it up to extinguish it. But first, let's just watch that again one more time. Listen to what the reporter says. It's unimaginable. Your house is completely destroyed, like an island of destruction, surrounded by all this untouched greenery. Unimaginable is correct. It was unimaginable to us that trees can burn from the inside because it requires oxygen for a flame to exist, so a tree can't burn from the inside. Once you understand its electricity and coming from the ground up, it is imaginable to the uninitiated. They can't see it because it doesn't fit into their paradigm. Let's listen to that one more time.
Not properly.
It's really impossible to imagine, like, that when we look around here. I mean, your house is gone, but there's, you know, there's greenery still around, and it's sort of an island of destruction amidst things that weren't touched.
Wow, your house is gone. This looks like a plastic container. The fence is fine. The trees are fine. The reporter actually says there's greenery around, but your house is gone. Gutted.
Alberto, the county mayor, is about to say twice that it's burning into the peat. It's digging deep underground, and that we have to dig it up to put it out.
So the evacuation order was lifted. However, the fire is still active. With the hot weather and the dry conditions and the low humidity, the fire is actually burning into the peat. So we are calling for more resources to help us out with ground crew.
Controlled by man. All you have to do, look into weather modification.
Currently, we are asking residents to certainly have a bag packed and ready, enough food and water for 3 days, important medications, and also important documentation. So we do want to ensure that our residents remain on high alert at this point in time.
What are some of the challenges that firefighters and emergency personnel are facing with these fires right now?
Yeah, what we're facing is our crews are exhausted. They've been working on this fire for 2 weeks. It is digging deep into the ground, into the peat.
Oh, it's
Fighters and emergency personnel are facing with these fires right now.
Yeah, what we're facing is our crews are exhausted. They've been working on this fire for 2 weeks. It is digging deep into the ground, into the peat.
Oh, it's digging deep into the ground. Really? The fire is digging deep into the ground. Well, Jeff Snyder, I believe your work has been confirmed by what that mayor just said. But look at the smoke. This is what I saw as I was traveling down that mountain in Montana.
And the fire is very, very difficult to extinguish. So they have to dig it out to extinguish it. So we're looking for more ground.
We have to dig it out to extinguish it.
as I was traveling down that mountain in Montana.
And the fire is very, very difficult to extinguish. So they have to dig it out to extinguish it. So
here is a screenshot from a bridge that apparently burned, where you can see the guardrail along the sides and the steel pylons down below and the metal beams that ran through the bridge, but the asphalt is gone. I go into much more detailed explanations in a longer, full-length, 50-minute dissertation, Passing the Torch to Carol, the Plasma Fire Torch. But the problem with that video that I've already got uploaded, and I will list it in the directory immediately after this video, is that the audio and the video go out of sync about 10 or 20 minutes into the 50-minute video. So it switches to the next scene while I'm still talking about what was in the last scene, and then the audio catches up. But knowing this, it won't be confusing. If I didn't give you this heads up, it would be a bit confusing. And the viewers of this channel are not here for entertainment and amusement. It's a documentary, and for that purpose, you are still able to absorb all of the information, knowing that the audio and the video is out of sync. And if sometime in the future, perhaps because I'm the only one seemingly, besides Carol, documenting this time in our history, maybe someone can edit the video later and synchronize the audio and the video. But for now, let's check out one more of the burn patterns. This should look familiar for those that have seen plenty of my videos. This telephone pole is burned from the bottom right up to a very fine line where the fire stops there in the middle. And just below where the fire stops, it's eroded or chewed out half to even 3/4 of the post. Yet, right above that burn line is completely untouched. Definitely plasma fire. So the reason I'm going to cut this video short is because the long videos seem to go out of sync. Maybe it's pausing and starting the recording. With each time it subtracts a second and the audio and the video go out of sync. But I just wanted to make this quick promo so people get the main highlights of the reporter saying this is an island of destruction surrounded by a sea of untouched greenery. It is unimaginable. And the mayor saying that these fires are digging deep into the ground and we have to dig them up to extinguish them. The next video, as I said, it's 50 minutes long. It contains a lot more information, highlighting some of Carol's work and her plasma fire coverage that she's done, including examples of zombie fires that they call them, which are burning in Siberia, in Russia, under the snow in -50-degree temperature. It's burning the peat. As the mayor said, this fire is digging into the peat. It is old semi-decomposed vegetation that is waterlogged and is carbon rich. It's like coal in the process of becoming coal beneath the topsoil that is called peat. And it is throughout Canada, Alaska, and Siberia, these very cold regions. So, see the next video. Know that the audio and video goes out of sync, but with that knowledge in mind, it won't prevent you from being able to absorb the information. And I'm going to try and cut this short now. One more screenshot from Carol's coverage of the plasma fires happening now in Canada. You can see this rectangular burn pattern in the ground. Maybe there was an underlying water line or something buried there. Maybe this is like an RV hookup where a water spigot comes out of the ground right there at that post. But you can see that rectangular burn pattern. A structure in the middle that's completely demolished, surrounded by unburned all around it. Notice in this upcoming video segment, they're spraying the ground with fire hoses. There's no flames because it is the ground itself that is burning beneath the topsoil.
And Albertans are not getting very much help from the government. Do not expect any help from government anymore.
fight is chaotic, and these Yellowhead County ranchers and farmers are on their own.
We're helping ourselves because we have to at this point. And we can't wait. The fire's not waiting for permission to put it out. Like, are we supposed to just sit idly by and oh, okay, you guys told us to evacuate.
You do what you have to do, and sometimes you might get in trouble for it.
Kelsey Miller and Samantha Callew grew up on nearby ranches, friends since they were 5, now coordinating a network of volunteers putting out hotspots.
So how did you learn how to do this?
So last week, I learned my first firefighting skills, I guess. Any inaction results in loss, and we don't want loss of life, loss of resources, loss of land, loss of our livestock. There's too much at stake for us to be idle.
Trucks fill up at Jimmy's Pond, food and fuel donated.
If you turn around right now, you can see our army of public support coming down the road.
Businesses lend vehicles.
That's trucks from people that give a shit about Albertans in general, not just who's in power and who's got the money.
Well, we're nothing if not resilient.
Miller and Callew are among the many in Alberta who defied evacuation orders and stayed behind to protect their homes and livestock because, they say, no one else was coming to do it for them.
We're not beating up the firefighters and boots on the ground and the people in the skies. We are extremely grateful for each and every single one of them. We want people to know that we were literally abandoned and we have every right to be upset. And so what crews did you have on Saturday?
Miller and Callew confronted officials at their local fire station and streamed it live.
Humans are helping humans now. Where is the empathy here?
I believe you that you're saying you guys are frustrated. I do understand.
We're beyond frustrated.
Across Alberta, anger is simmering.
I have farm animals that I cannot crate up and take to a hotel. They're farm animals, farm dogs, farm cats, chickens. How do you load 50 chickens into a hotel?
They're kicking people out that are helping. So why are we not allowed to help?
I understand your frustrations, I do.
Fueled by the sense governments, both provincial and local, simultaneously aren't doing enough to help and are getting in people's way when they try to help themselves.
Your response was garbage.
The anger here, the tension, and the anxiety are all playing out in the middle of a provincial election, just as Albertans are facing a decision about what kind of government they want in charge in a crisis. The reality is both potential premiers lead parties who cut wildfire budgets when they were in power. Rachel Notley's NDP cut $15 million in 2015. In 2019, the United Conservative Party disbanded a specialized team of firefighters who rappel into hotspots from helicopters.
I wish we could have everybody everywhere that it's needed all the time, but it is part of the reason why we are calling in resources from outside the province.
It's not enough, says Wade Williams. He's the mayor of Yellowhead County.
No, I'm not satisfied with the amount of support we're getting from the province. I don't, in my opinion, the province wasn't geared up for this wildfire season when it hit.
How do you respond to residents who are telling us that they didn't get enough support from the municipal firefighters and are having to do this all by themselves?
Yellowhead County does not fight wildfires. We fight structural fires.
That's the reality in much of the country, says wildfire scientist Mike Flanagan.
Well, with 100 new fire starts, no fire management agency can deal with that many fire starts all at once.
100 all at once. Don't you think that needs to be questioned? What happened that 100 fires start all at once?
Notice they're doing the same thing with these zombie fires that are on the rise. In Siberia, in Russia. Russia has had more wildfire in the last year than the rest of the world combined. I get into some of these things on the longer full-length version of this video. Notice what they're doing here. They're filming. I'm sorry. They're spraying the ground that's already very waterlogged. Yet they're spraying it because it's on fire.
долго. Если обычный пожар это несколько часов или несколько дней, то торфяной пожар может жить несколько месяцев, обычно до зимы или даже до середины зимы. А именно вот этот пожар, по всей видимости, горит уже 5 лет подряд. То есть 5 лет он пережил зиму, при том, что в Сибири.
It's a water-resistant underground blaze that burns this peat deposit. And one of these, whether it's this video or the other one, I cover it in my other video, has been burning for the last 5 years. Also in my other video, maybe we'll get to it in this one, in negative 50-degree temperatures beneath the snow and ice. They're spraying the ground just like in Canada. Notice it says negative 50 degrees Celsius in the upper left.
Март месяц 2021 год.
This is what's hitting Canada right now.
Это торф тут есть.
See the other full-length video. I'm going to cut this now. The other full-length video will be linked in the description in the comment section of this video and will be posted to the directory where you will receive a notification shortly after this one's had a little bit of time to circulate.